All right, test 1 2, test 1 2. Here we go. Let's grab our friends. Bingo. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Depends what day it is. Depends where you're watching from today. Dante here. Glad to be with you guys for another beautiful day in OFA. I'm sure we have some questions, so we're going to be able to get right into it today. Today is Tuesday, gang. So that means from 11 to 12, this current hour block, we have open coaching. Ask me any question about anything that you're encountering in the challenge, anything slowing you down, or maybe you just don't understand and you're like, I need to see the finish line here on what I'm doing right now. Any and all questions are welcome in this hour block. From 12 to 1, Trey Lewellen is going to hop up, and we're going to have our ecom specific session of the challenge where any and all ecom questions are welcome. So let's get right into it, gang. If anybody has any questions, just go ahead and raise your hand. We can get right to work. Oh, look at this. A little bit. Okay. No hands straight up. This is a rarity. Normally the hands go flying up. Good morning, Patricia. Normally the hands go flying up and plenty of people have questions, but if we don't, that's A-okay. That just means that you know what you're doing. You have an idea of where you're going, and that's perfectly fine. But there we go. Doug does have a hand. And if anybody else has a hand or any question, just raise your hand at any time. We can get right to work. Doug, let's get it started, man. How can I help today?
Sorry, Russ. I was moving laundry over. I was like, oh, come on, push the button so I can go jump in there. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am great. How's everything going with the funnel?
Um, uh, it's it's not. I'm to that point of the edge where you're like, how long do I beat it before I realize and look at something else?
Mm.
Been running. I love the funnel. I started using Claude AI as well. Claude AI is a little bit more direct and a little less hold your hand than ChatGPT is.
Oh, yeah.
And so I've been running. I kind of what your prompt the other day is be my ruthless business manager. I love that prompt. I'm like, well, I have a lot of AI prompts, so I've been running that through both Claude and ChatGPT and over the weekend. And I'm like, I'm getting all my ads aren't the problem. Running all my numbers, my CPM, CTR, landing page views, my ads are working. I know ads. And both of them said the same thing. Ads aren't the problem, something wrong with your funnel. So after a week, I had three people um, and I think one of them's fake because for some reason they got through without putting their phone number. I think one of them was like spam because the email just looks like, oh, this is going to be somebody that says, "Do you want Google?" But I had three people get to the first page of the opt-in and then not finish their checkout. And so both of them recommended I send them emails, which I already had. Tried to call them, nobody answered. Tried to text them, nobody answered. Claude was like, "Well, let's check your checkout," which I did, added some extra, 30-day SSL encryption, like all the things of making it more security, and then change a lot of my above the fold. Just her funnel is very spread, like very spread. And so it was like, let's condense it. So I condensed a lot of it. You can see a lot more CTA button, my entire 30-day money back guarantee, everything you can now see when you land. Been running it for 3 more days, more money, nothing like
Hmm.
getting page views. And so it's one of those where I'm not completely done with it yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like since August I've spent almost $2,000 in ads and haven't got a single sale. So you're kind of like, and so I've been running through the mix of not necessarily I'm a failure, what's the next step, but I'm also like, okay, this is cool and I'm learning. I've built 3 different funnels and I've got a lot, but I'm like, okay, this is cool and I like it, but I'm like, I need something now. And so having helped Mark, I spent a lot of time with Mark last week and I've been helping him with his ads and I have so much experience with ads. A friend of mine, I have a couple of friends at church that are like, hey, I've got this business and I see them going at our men's breakfast, at prayer group. Does anybody know anybody that knows anything about ads? Because I need to get this going. And I'm like, so I have helped a lot of people in the back end. And my wife literally over dinner was like, you need to create a $10 video and just market it for people that are, pardon the expression, dumb and aren't as intricate as you are. And you just need to teach them one full sweep how to get an ad set up and get an ad going
Yeah.
because there's and all of that. And I was like, oh, because she's been bugging me to do. to uh, to do a business to run ads for people, which I have no desire to run ads for people because people that are not in OFA don't understand. It's like it takes time. If you go, I'm giving you $500 to run ads for me, and then you don't get 50 sales, they're like, this doesn't work, which is why you see that. I boosted a post. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
kind of sat down with both Claude, Dante, and ChatGPT, and I was like, how can I do this and what would be the next step? Not that I'm abandoning the other side of it, but it's like, I've got to get something going. I want to see some success. And then, when you've got some wins under your belt, then you can keep tweaking the other thing and go, hey, is this something that actually. So, one of the things that Claude said, it actually custom me, which I think is hilarious. It basically said, the idea that you're thinking is better because, and it gave me a point that I hadn't even thought about. Like, the buying thing for brides it is very long sometimes. They're not getting married to 2028 and they just got engaged, or they're doing all these different things. And so, the buying window for brides, you have no idea. It can be expansive. It can be broad. They might look at my ad and they're getting married in a month and they're done and they just see an ad because of all the different things. And it was like having something that more people use and more people need could be a lot more of a broader audience, a lot of different things, and you can market to all of them. So I sat down and basically created a value ladder, which honestly I'm very happy with. It actually aligns with what Russell suggests. I've always struggled with the value ladder with the bride thing because I'm like, and you've given me a lot of suggestions. Maybe you hook them up with other vendors, and I'm like, and it's like, well, maybe if they have enough money, they can hire me as a photographer. I'm like, well, that's not my audience. So basically, I kind of sat down and came up with my next. It sounds weird to say my next idea because I don't want anybody to think I just abandoned it because you've been with me since August and we've gone through a lot of iterations. I'm like, I'm gonna put pause on that and do the thing that's working. My funnel, I'm getting my ads, and so I'm
Mm-hmm.
creating a. So my goal is, and honestly, it's not even a question. I just kind of run you through what I'm thinking, and I want your idea because my current goal is what would Dante do, or what would Russell do because you guys are like whatever. So my goal is I'm going to create a very simple video, very simplified, because getting through all the iterations that we talk about, clarity, and all the different things we do, and flex ads and all of that, that is a very in-depth conversation, and that's the frustrated mind or the mind says no. And so I'm going to do a very simple video, how to start from scratch for a small business. It's like drop your pixel, one campaign, one ad set, one ad, and just and within 10 minutes you can start from no knowledge to having an ad running for your business and make that like $11. And then what's really cool is like, and this is where I tag with Russell. So $11 is a video. They can get it. If they do nothing else, they'll have an ad going. They'll have money going towards it. They'll have an image ad. Very simple, the easiest line. And then for my bump order will be like a $7 PDF checklist. And it's literally going to be like Russell says, if you don't want to go back and pause, if you don't want to spend 3 hours watching this, get the $7 PDF checkout and you can just follow the steps and then you're done. And so that's my natural progression. And that's my first step. And then because of everything I've learned from you and all the thousands of dollars I spent on learning Facebook ads, I'm like, well, the next OTO, my first OTO is easy. Then it gets into how to dive deeper into campaigns. Everything that you've taught, everything I learned when Trey talks about what's a flex ad, what's a video ad, what's a image ad, what's a carousel ad, and then also what kind of campaigns. There's 3 different campaigns. Do you want sales? Do you want leads? Or do you want something more evergreen? Do you want to build an audience? Like, what is the actual purpose of your ad? Are you trying to get sales for a product or whatever? And so make that like $67 where I do like a 3 to 4 module course thing that talks about it. What's the actual campaign you want to dive into it?
I would probably make that $97.
Okay, good. I was thinking so too, because wait till you see what OTO2 is, you're going to be like, Doug, you need to be charging 17,000, but I'm getting it. So yeah, like that goes into the actual structure of the ad, like what kind of campaign, what's your goal, and then what kind of ad you could talk about. And then once they have that, then OTO2 is what Claude calls audience God mode. And that's where I dive into like, okay, now how do we drill down to your perfect customer? Are you targeting everybody, or are you targeting middle-aged teachers or homeschool moms that do this? But then also it also gets into tracking. Now let's get into clarity. Now let's get into custom conversions. Are you tracking buttons? Are you tracking initiate checkout with your abandoned cart? How to actually make sure you're getting all the data. I was thinking 67 for the one and then like 127 for the second, but I'm with you, 97. And then like the second add-on would be like 197 or something like that, like to go through all of that, something like that. So that's kind of my whole, like if they walk through, they go from very simple front end to by the end of it, they've pretty much gone through what everybody here gets and what I've learned, how to learn everything there is to know about ads. And then on the back end, my wife's like, you should do this for them. And I'm like, well, I don't necessarily, but I'm going to have a couple of options. One's going to be like $197, like I review your ad, like literally record them a $20 or a 20 to 30 minute loom. They pay me $197. I look through their setup. So kind of like what Mark did. Doug, will you look at my campaign? Well, this is wrong. You need to tweak this. You're way not doing this right. There's an error here. So I just send them a 20 to 30 minute loom. I don't do anything for them. I just say, here's the loom, fix this. You have the ad guy doing it. So that's like 197 for a different price if you think. The other thing I'm thinking about is doing a challenge, kind of like OFA, like VIP. So 1 week a month, probably the third week for a week, you can pay, I'm thinking 497 and paying 497. I do a Zoom call every day for an hour. You actually get to look over my shoulder and I will build a campaign for some business. I'll just pick someone and say, let's build your campaign. Let's look at all this. Let's set up your tweaking. Let's set up your buttons. Let's set up your ad. Let me help you with copy. And they actually get to watch me do it over my shoulder. And imagine if I had 10 people watching, that's $5,000 for a week. And then they can ask questions, kind of like you do here with OFA. So that would be my step up. And then of course, after that, what I really love is they like my big price, like, okay, fine, pay me, it'll be $19.97 because we love that number. And I'll just set it up for you. Like you contact me for $19.97, I'll set up your campaign. I'll get everything going for you. I'll get some ads going. You tell me what your budget is, and I'll put it back to you, turnkey, white glove. Here it is. You monitor. And then, of course, big one, if you want me to, like 4,000 or 5,000, I haven't thought about it yet. I will run it for you for 2 months. I will literally set it up. My team and I, which is me and my wife, but my team and I will look at it. We'll set it up. I will monitor. I'll make suggestions. We'll make changes. We'll identify your funnel. There's all the different things like, so anyway, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, what I love about it is it's using the skills I've had, and my wife's been bugging. Again, I just need to learn when my wife says do this, I should be like, okay, stop everything, close the computer. What? But it also leads me down a path that there's no end. It's not like, hey, here's my full course and I'm done. It's here's this. And if you want to just get the course, that's fine. If you want to send me $200 to look at your setup and tell you what I think, that's fine. If you want to come in and do a VIP OFA live once a month, that's great. And I could market that for people that want to. And then if you want me to actually set it up for you, cool, you're going to pay me. Or if you actually want me to monitor, I'll do it for 2 months and it'll be worth my time and all of that. And so that's just kind of that's kind of the value ladder that I'm working on. There's a whole lot of different steps. And my wife looked at that and I took it to Claude, and Claude's like this, charge more, charge less. Dante's like, how do we get this set up? And ChatGPT is like, this is great because ChatGPT knows me. So that's kind of where my heart and my mind is leaning right now. Again, I'm not getting rid of the bride thing. I think I'm going to put pause on it for a second because again, it's like it seems like, and you said this before, it's a very interesting niche and it's a very interesting place. And I haven't quite found the tweak yet. I'm doing all the skills that this one. I think this is more of a broader audience. I've already created my avatar. It's for people that want simplicity. It's not for, it sounds bad, but it's not for OFA people that have been with you every single day that can understand when I say we're going to set up clarity and they're like, oh, I could do that. Why would I pay you? It's people that are like, huh? I'm running a lawn care business.
Which is 95% of the people out there.
Exactly.
Yes.
And Claude is telling me Claude created me an avatar, which is great. And it says we're going to go very broad first. And it actually is leaning more towards Trey, because I've always done audience, when it comes to my audiences, I've always done specifics. This is a bride, she's single, or she's been engaged this long. And it says to start out, we're going to do what Trey says. We're going to do audience advantage. We're going to let the messaging lean towards the people. But then once we get some proof of concept and I get some cash flow, then I can niche it down and say, well, these are simple ads for doctors. These are simple ads for coaches. These are simple ads for whatever. And then I can start going that direction and start running ads towards entrepreneurs or whatever. But for now, it's going to be just geared towards people. And so I've already got my domain. I'm going very simplistic. My domain is adsmadesimple.com. Like literally the name of my business is
That's a great domain.
I like it. And what's really irritating me is I've got the Facebook name and I got the TikTok, but somebody stole the Instagram in December. And you can tell it's somebody from another country, his name, there's no post, there's no nothing. Just somebody took the Ads Made Simple domain, so Instagram.
I bet, Doug, you can probably reach out to them and buy it for like $100, especially
probably
if they're out of the country. $100 is
their name's like Pakistani or Indian or something like that. But yeah, it's like I might be able to be like, hey, I mean, I took ads that make sense one. So I mean, it's like, but and obviously with ClickFunnels or anything else, ads, it automatically redirects to where you want it to go. But if they search it up, so that's kind of where I'm leaning. That's kind of my over the weekend aha Russell moment. And so much of the pieces just kind of fit as far as where I started and what's my back end, what's my value ladder, and all of that. And it leans into the skills I already have.
Yes.
That I've been using to get traffic to my funnel, and something about my funnel's not converting. So it's like, okay, well then why don't I do the thing that's a little bit more broad, something that pretty much every small business, a lot of people here need to get going, and then just kind of see it's like so that's kind of where I'm sitting. That's my next, I'm going to say project. I'm trying to choose my words because I don't want it to sound like I'm just, I tried it once and I abandoned it, but I'm trying to redirect and get something that's more whatever, and then I can come back to that laser focus on something else and just keep trying it on the back end. So that's kind of where I'm.
And I don't want you to feel bad about abandoning.
Right. Because I'm not actually.
Good. And that's a skill. Many times we get far too married to the products and the ideas and the vision that we see for it. And it's like, there's two things, right? It honestly comes down to two things. One, this is like your lifelong thing and you're unbelievably passionate about it, and you're going to grind and you're going to do whatever you can to make it a thing, even if you have to scream on a mountaintop for 5 years before people start listening and doing it. Like, it's your life, it's your thing, and you're going to commit to it no matter what. That's like Russell's ClickFunnels, right? He tried many, many, many times. He tried 4 times to make ClickFunnels before finally it was happening. And at each 4 times he tried to make ClickFunnels, it was massive investments that were wasted. And he didn't get, but that was his thing, and he was not going to give up on it.
Sure.
While he was also doing that, he was spinning up other businesses. He was funnel hacking. He was launching new stuff. And it was just simple business. Here's the idea. Here's the offer. Launch the funnel. Run it for a month. Is this going to work? No. All right, we have another one queued up. Launch that. Find the thing people want to buy. And so you're right on that track, and you're actually doing it really, really well. So don't even feel bad about it. I love this idea. I love this. Maybe it's not fully move on, right? But you have this thing. You have this asset. Maybe you just want to make an organic campaign for a month. You know, no more paid ads, no more money. Let's just make organic. Let's just talk about this thing for a month and let's see what kind of stuff we can generate. Maybe instead we want to take a month and we want to go on podcasts that are speaking to brides or speaking to women that are probably or soon to be engaged, right? And maybe we want to have a month of going on podcasts and providing value and try to send traffic there. So yes, maybe we put it to the side and move on to the next thing. And I love the next thing. What I really love about it is people don't get to ads until they've already gone through a lot of pain and they're pretty serious. If somebody wants to, like if somebody just wants to build a funnel, the level of intentionality there is not as high as when somebody goes to build an ad. Because somebody who goes to build an ad went through all the funnel pain. They learned the early on things of business, and they're really committed. So it's a great high quality customer. Also, you're right. We want to get our stuff in front of people when they have pain. And if somebody's going to be engaged for 2, 3, 17 years, God forbid, right? How do you find the pain? Like, how do I get my thing in front of the customer when they are in that time of most pain so that they say yes and I can get them out of that pain? It's like Uh, uh, One of the famous entrepreneurs out there has a saying, a way he likes to teach it. I think it's great. If somebody's starving, they go to the restaurant. And when they
Yep.
sit down to the restaurant, the waiter comes over and says, "Would you like a big, juicy, delicious steak?" And as he's starving, he says, "Yes, absolutely, I want a steak." They bring the steak, and after he eats the steak, the waiter comes back and says, "Oh, you ate it all. Would you like another steak?" And the guy says, "No." Waiter's shocked. "Why don't you want, what do you mean? Here, take another steak." Guy's like, "No, I'm not hungry
No.
anymore." He's not in pain anymore, and you can say anything you want. You can mark that steak off as much as you want. He's not in pain.
Yep.
He's not going to buy it. So you're right. That pain window is massive there. And that pain window shortens drastically with your ads. I really like everything that you said about the value ladder as well. I kind of see it in my mind just a little bit differently, but to get started, I do agree. A couple things I want to point out. Number one, your challenge. I don't mind a paid challenge, especially when we're launching a challenge. I think a paid challenge could be really, really productive. But after that first one, most times we'll make the challenge free and we'll add a VIP upgrade. That way, you get more people in taking the challenge, and more people taking the challenge equates to more downline sales and your VIP offer and coaching, all of that. So $497 is probably a great price point for that challenge. I might drop to $297 specifically to build your brand up. Right? Because this is something you're very good at, but people don't know a lot about it. So number one, go to Mark, go help your people at church, go get reviews, testimonials.
Exactly.
Get 40 seconds of Mark saying, "Hey, I own an accounting business, and I was running ads for a couple of months and I just couldn't figure it out. And I know that ads is the way, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I had one conversation with Doug, and he did an audit, and he just took 30 minutes and went through my settings." Yes, man. Yes. And you just get a couple of those, boom, we're off to the races. So I really like everything. The challenge, feel free to start out free. Feel free to start out paid. In the future, after it's more evergreen, more automated, you already have the videos, you already have the training, then you can do more like OFA, where the challenge is free, it's evergreen, automated content. They can go in and they can watch the stuff, and they can get a VIP upgrade. That VIP upgrade is where they're going to get every single day. Maybe you still do VIP just once a month too. That's okay. But every single day you're going to come get my training. We're going to go further into it. You can ask me questions about your problems right here, and that'll be huge for scale. That'll be really, really big for scale. The one thing, one last thing, OTOs, upsells. We want these to be at a bare minimum of 5x multiple of our flagship. So if my flagship is $100, and the flagship product is the main thing everybody's buying, if my flagship is $100, my first upsell should be at least 5x, and that should be 500. And my second upsell, that should be more like 10 to 15x. And that really comes down to value and what customers see as value. It's like we hear all the time, the wealthy, if a product is priced too low and there's too good of a deal, wealthy will not buy it because they don't think there's actual value there. And that's very much what we find in upsells. If you have a flagship product of $100 and then you upsell the VIP or you upsell the gold package at $200, a lot of times people are not going to see that gold package as valuable. They're going to see it as not valuable just because the price doesn't match what you're saying. So 5x on OTO 1, 10x on OTO 2.
Okay. And that's I like that because again, my goal is, I know I'm starting small, but my wife and my friends are like, I know $11 is not that much, but the goal is it's a 8-minute video. It's just excuse me, it's push 1, push 2, push 3. There's no where do you put your pixel. There's no how. It's just, here's your pixel. Pick this campaign. Pick this. And then it's not even helping them. The goal is, it's like you're standing there looking at Business Manager, and you're like, what do I do? And it's literally just the basic. And so that's why I was thinking like 67. But so for OTO 1, when it actually gets in the nitty gritty with modules, I think either 97 or 197 would be good. And then going to OTO 2, where we dive deep into audiences and clarity and all of that, then that's going to be like what, 297 or something like that.
OTO 2 is probably going to be 997.
Oh wow, to get into the rest of the course for all the modules and all of that if you want to know actually how to get. Okay. All right.
Typically that's going to be 997, maybe 797.
Okay, so we're going from $11 front end, 197 second, 997 to the third, and then they'll get all the other back end offers. Okay, and again,
And you'll
just
make immediate sales as people go through immediately. You'll have
they're gonna be like, I need
immediately
all
people
that.
take that
Yeah.
$11. Yes, they're buyers. They're ready. They're here to do the thing. You present them great offers and they'll take it in the moment. And then you have your follow-up sequencing that's going out too.
Yep.
And you'll have some people that are on like a 14-day stagger where 14 days after they join, now there's 7, 10, 14, depends on the sequence. Yep. Now they're coming in. Yes, 100. That's the game, Doug. That's a fun.
I love it.
Grab somebody for $11, turn them into $1,000 client. Yes.
And what I love about it is because it speaks so much Russell, because again, the point of OTO, and this is what ChatGPT says, because ChatGPT knows me, it's been with me through this whole process, and I've trained it to know Russell as well. I think ChatGPT and Dante, my ChatGPT, could be friends. But it literally was like it literally told me the thing that is nice about this that Russell teaches is the next thing that they need. Again, the video gives it wets their whistle. You can run an ad from it, but then you're literally, I think the questions, well, is this the right ad? How do I know I'm reaching the right people? And you're like, all these questions that would come in my mind. And then they get the OTO and they're like, well, do you want to make sure you have the right ad? And do you want to make sure, what if I want to do a video? What if I don't have any images because I'm not a photographer? Well, here's the different ads you can use. And then you're like, again, it's kind of like going like traffic secrets. How do I find people? Well, here's audience God mode. Here's how to find the right people and get all your numbers. So I like the progression. So I didn't think about, again, it's hard for me to wrap my brain around someone coming in for 11 and going with 1,000, but only because I haven't done it. I mean, I have with Russell, but it's weird for me to put it in that perspective, but I know that they will when they see that value. And so as far as the challenge goes, because my thinking was, I totally understand what you're saying. My goal is not to do a weekly challenge. You are completely blessed and graced with what you do every single day. Mine was like, maybe I could do it one. I don't want to consistently spend a week with people building another campaign. And so I was thinking, my original thought was maybe for them to watch along, kind of like OFA, they could come watch on YouTube and be it for free. It's like, maybe I do 197 to spend a week watching me build a funnel or build a campaign. And then maybe for 450, you can VIP and actually ask me questions, because I will do questions at the end of every day. And to watch me do it is this. And then, because when I was doing OFA, I had to VIP because I was like, but what about this? I need to ask Dante, or I need to ask Russell, I need to ask Trey. And I'm like, well, I've got to pay to play. So I thought about maybe doing it both ways. I'm on the fence about doing it for free because, again, the goal is not to do that. I want to build enough passive income or behind the scenes
the goal is to get as many customers into your funnel as possible.
True.
That's the goal.
True.
Honestly, that is your main goal. So that's why you make challenges free. So you can have all these people come in. They can get the roadmap. They can get your frameworks. They can do the thing. Some of them will upgrade to VIP immediately. Some of them will come back to upgrade later on for next month's thing.
Do it
and
next
you don't
month
have to do it every week. Yes, you can do monthly VIP sessions. You absolutely can.
And the last thing I was going to say, because this is where it really hits Russell, is because ChatGPT is like, after you do that, then send them an email immediately offering your behind the scenes services. And I'm like, no. This is a challenge. This is selling online. On that 5th day, that's when I'm going to make my offer. I have 2 special offers for all of you people. If you want me to set it up for you, hand it back to you and let your team run it, it'll be this or the other one if you want me to run it for you. I mean, I give them 2 offers because, again, confused mind says no. So, hey, special offer for this week. If you're just still confused, you've watched everything, contact me. It's normally $29.97. For this group, it's $9.97 or $19.97. I will take your campaign. I will set it up. I will get you 3 ads running. We'll get it going. I will hand it back to you. And then you'll get to talk to me once, or I'll, something like that. But, make them that offer. And I'm like, ooh, now I'm like really saying Russell here, because I'm making an offer on the last day of the challenge. And I'm like upgrading my service. And then they want it, great. If not, I'll keep hitting them. So that's kind of, again, I see the business model, and I'm with you because I was always limited with the bride thing. Because, again, it's like they're budget brides, which is hard in of itself.
Yes.
And then where do I go from here? Because I'm not going to charge. So for this way, it's like different businesses, man, we were up all night with our son too.
Yeah,
Different
you caught a
businesses.
case of the Dantes right there.
Yeah, well, again, it's like, yeah, he's at that age where he's like sleeping through the night, but now he's getting bigger, so he's eating more. So we're at this weird age where it's like we didn't give him enough. No wonder he's up. And so it's like, who's gonna get it? You get it. I'm not. So you're like, I appreciate you, brother. But it gives me something that it's like all different businesses at all different places with all different things. They might have started a boost a post and done that dumb thing or whatever, and they're just like, I can't help it. And so the $11 product might help them. Great. And then
Absolutely.
they're going to, and it also is a non-ending customer base. And that's what I like, because again, once a bride gets married, they don't need me anymore. But a small business runner is going to be running their small business forever. They're going to try ads and fail. And then they're going to get frustrated and go, ads don't work. And then all of a sudden they're going to keep coming back and going, I need more customers. So I'm really going to lean heavily into what I was already doing the post a reel a day that Russell talks about for brides, trying to get them into the planning thing. Because I'm starting fresh with a brand new funnel and a brand new business and a brand new everything, I'm already creating those ad reels that I'm going to start doing daily to help build, not only build an audience, but also build that know, like, and trust factor so they can go do that, to try to get that every day, because I can build an audience of small business owners who would follow me for a long time. So that gives me something about it to market to. So anyway, long story short, that's kind of where I'm leaning. And you're right, I'm not abandoning the other one. I'm still going to push for the other one. I'm going to put it on the back burner for now, and I'm going to go this way and see what this business does and how it explodes and where it gets me where I need to go. And then I'll keep going, because Russell's a great inspiration. He's like, we sold multivitamins, they sold, or the weight loss products. He sold a lot of different things. And he was like, well, instead of selling the thing, let's sell the thing that sold the thing. And that's me. It's like, I can get ads to my product easily. I just need them to take the product. And so it's like, well, why not teach people how to get the ads to their thing? So, and do it in a way that's different than other people and uses my personality, all that. So I've
And
already
you're dealing
got my
with business owners, so like it's great too, because the mindset that you have, oh, I got to pay to play. That's what your customers have as a mindset too.
right.
Whereas your brides
Yeah.
didn't have that. Your brides are saying,
Right.
how do I not pay? So
How do I get everything? Yep.
totally different customer, totally different outcomes. I'm a huge fan of all of this. I think it's a great
Thank
little
you.
pivot.
So
My question for you, Doug, what's your plan? Like, what's your MVP? What things do you have to do, and what do you have to make before you can launch?
So first thing, well, I've got to create the 8 to 10 minute video, which is actually fairly easy. The challenge is not teaching too much. This is where I'm going to have to lean into my Russell, because I will
Yes.
turn an 8 minute simplified step 1, step 2, step 3 into the full everything, because you
Yes.
think about it, you're like, I have to hold it back and go, well, they actually need this. And it's, here's your pixel, put your pixel here. So I've got to, so I'm assuming I'm going to do a simple VSL page. I assume, well, yes, because I'm selling an $11 product, which is the video walkthrough.
Mhm.
So it's going to be a simple VSL page, I would assume, with my bump offer, and then I can get that live pretty quickly, because like my mini course, I want the OTOs because that's where the money's going to come. But that's a course I have to create. I can sell the OTO and then drip it out. I understand how, and that's probably going to take me a while, because that's a lot to now create. I could sit here on the camera and talk for 4 hours and get it done, but I also want to make it good, and all of that.
Let me make life simple. what I want everybody here to know. We have learned that the first sale is the most important sale. And if I can't get people to buy the thing, my flagship, if I can't get them to buy that, my back end doesn't matter. I could have the best upsells in the world. If I can't sell the flagship, nobody's ever going to see them. So for you, your MVP, your deliverable, you need to make your 10-minute video. You need to make the checklist. 10-minute video is your flagship. Checklist is the bump. That's it.
Yep.
Don't even worry about an upsell. Don't even worry about it. Plan it out. If it's late at night one night and you can't go to sleep, fine. Have an idea of how you want to structure it and make it great. But I just want you to launch with the order form. If you want to make the OTO pages for the products and sell them right away, go for it. Sell the product before the product is made. Everybody forgets this.
Yeah.
Everybody forgets this all the time. Russell just did it. Did you join the One Comma Club challenge by chance?
No, I was here with you. I didn't. I look back and I probably should have, but I
No,
didn't.
I don't think so. Um, maybe that One Common Club challenge was really teaching people how to become agencies, how to build funnels for others, how to host their funnels, how to run their funnels, and how to have an agency business. Maybe it works out for you down the line where somebody says, hey, Doug, I'd love for you to make my ads and run my ads for me. And then you would say, oh, great. Yeah, I can do that. Hey, looking around, your ads are actually, I think, going to be great. But I'm looking at what we're running our ads to, the pages
Right.
themselves, and these are really out of the norm from what I'm used to seeing convert. I'm happy to try it, but I run funnels. I run everything to funnels. Ads to a funnel. I capture more attention. I capture more leads, and my conversions are way through the roof. If you want to run that, you can. I can run the ads to it. Or would you like a funnel? And then you'd
Yeah.
be building funnels. So there could
Yeah.
be down the line,
Oh, I
yes,
can see it. Yeah, for sure.
sure.
Yeah.
But like right now, no. No,
Right.
you don't need it to do this thing right now. But anyway, Russell launched all this stuff. He launched the challenge. He launched upsells. He launched private communities and gold cards. And all of it's being made right now. He sold it before he had it. And if
Sure.
nobody bought, he wouldn't be sending out the teams to do all these things. But
Right.
everybody bought. It was a good offer. So now we go make the thing. I want you to do the exact same thing.
I
If
like
you
it.
want to make your upsell pages, make the pages. But don't make the product. Don't make the deliverables. Don't even worry about that until people are buying and you have to fulfill. Everything is focused on the ads or the attention, whether it's ads, organic, JV. Everything is focused on you getting your message out in front of customers, getting them to the funnel, and the funnel converting. Because once you have that, everything else you just said comes into play. If we don't have that, everything you just said doesn't matter. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Oh, it totally does. And I kind of was doing that with my mini course. I was starting to work on the OTO back pages, and I was like, I'm not necessarily in that big a hurry because until somebody actually buys my $47 mini course, they're not going to get to anywhere. So I just had to go into a thank you page, and I'm like, I need proof of concept, and I'm not getting it. So it's like, okay, then so it just kind of goes, well, I'm really not in a hurry right now because I haven't had one person buy, yet let alone 200 to sell them, and I can always do it in a batch. So, which
Yes.
actually, that's a very good thing. Since, and I don't see anybody else with a hand up. If they do, please. But I actually have a question about workspaces now. I can share my screen because I'd love to
Sure.
help me how to get to that part. So I had created. All right. So I've got my main workspace, Doug and Ashley Photography. Everything
Okay.
is run through there. Now, at one place, I did create another workspace. I think y'all were doing.
Click Doug and Ashley to find your
Oh,
other
sorry. Yep.
workspaces.
I
Yep.
had created a survival one because they were doing like a funnel giveaway. We were watching a live event. And so I downloaded like a funnel of a survival store because I was like, dude, at some point, let me just make some money. Let me do some stuff, which I
Yeah.
haven't even used this yet. But here's my question. So theoretically, I could run everything from Doug and Ashley's workspace. I've already got the Calm Down Brian. I've got my domain done. My domain here, ads@makesense.com, is already connected,
Nice.
including my other ones. Here's the challenge I've seen though, is with having one workspace. The only thing I see, because I can go into my email, I can create my sequences, and I can say where it comes from. The problem is when you get into products,
Mm-hmm.
when you get into actual products, it always comes from your main domain. I haven't figured out how to do it yet. Even if I run and send you an
What
email
you're saying
from
is the automated system emails when a product is purchased is coming from the wrong emails.
no, what I'm saying is if you go and I hit the wrong button. If I go look at a product,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if you can see the new tab that opened.
I do.
Okay, see, it's automatically from hi Doug and ashleyphoto.com because that's my main workspace.
Yep.
And so even though I have my mini funnel that is coming from Calm Down Bride and Save, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously I can change my funnel, I can change the emails where it comes from. Anytime I create a product under this workspace, if I were to send them and go, hey, if they do it through the checkout page, we're fine. But if you send them an email and say, hey, you didn't grab your $7 checklist bump order, if they click the link and you take them right to the product, it takes them to the DougandAshleyPhoto.com. because and I have not found a way to change it to where this product comes from this workspace domain. And so unless you know how, and I could get with customer service, but I've been thinking about that. It's either that or I'm going to create a whole new workspace.
Make a new workspace.
Okay.
Honestly,
now here's my question.
It's so much easier, and that's why we have multiple workspaces.
Right.
This is literally the purpose of it.
So then here's my question when it comes to that. So A, how would I delete one? But B, here's the challenge.
Yeah.
So if I go to the survival one, there's nothing here. It's just the thing. If I go to workspace settings, the domain that I just bought that's sitting over on Doug and Ashley is not here. So my ads that make sense is not here. So I'm going to reconnect it over here, basically.
That's exactly right. You're going to disconnect from workspace A, and you're going to reconnect to workspace C.
Got it. Okay, cool. So just hit add domain, and then just type in. Okay, cool.
That's exactly right, Doug.
All right, that's what I thought. But again, I was like, well, it's already over there. But by putting it over here, I just get it, and then obviously I can have everything, one workspace like you talked about for this business, and then my photography, bride, everything's on its own. Is there a way to delete this? I don't know how many we get in our basic. If I get 2 or 3,
I believe you get 3. Let's go take a look. Click on your team settings. Yep, right there. Top left, team workspaces. Lovely. And okay, we don't have an ad. Okay.
Yeah, because it let me add this one. So because this has always said you've used more than one allowed by your launch plan, please visit this. Yes. And I'm like, cool, but it allowed me to add this one because the ad was there. So the question is,
more than likely we allowed you to add that. Let me just see really quick.
So I'm like, well, I'm nervous if I should delete this one or if I should just go in and rename it. Technically I could just rename this one because it's under team names. And once I connect the domain to it, it'll be whatever. But
okay, so you are on the launch plan. The launch plan typically comes with just one workspace, but we allowed you to have 2 because that survival workspace, you downloaded our framework for that. So we gave you that survival workspace and we allow you to have 2. Yes. What I would do, Doug, is I would rename this workspace. I would change up everything. Yes, and I would turn this workspace into ads that make sense. I would be adding my domains here. Yes, that workspace subdomain, get with support. They can change that to whatever you'd like for it to be.
Which doesn't even really matter because I'm not going to use it. Once I add the domain, then it's like, once I add so it's like you
might use a subdomain to send from, like ads that make sense.myclickfunnels.com. Like you might use that once in a while, but you're right. For the most part, you should just be sending your own emails from your own domain. So it is pretty much moot.
Okay. And then last but not least, since we're here, I just want to show you my logo just because again, I went all in. I've already got my checklist done. It did it for me.
Good.
Again, I know what I need and I'm like, what's the cheapest way to get where I want to be? It's already creating I've already got the displays, the easy things for my checklist. It's already there, but my video, everything's already done.
You're saying add to website, probably a great time if you're going to talk funnels instead of websites as the thing people should land on. Probably a great time to start that messaging now. Put that worm in people's heads.
Like funnel/website, or just put it on?
No, I was looking at the very bottom at that image it was making for you.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was saying add to website to conversion. Let's just throw funnel in there.
Okay, so this is what I got.
That's fantastic, Doug.
I wanted the whole goal, and Claude even pushed me. It's like, are you wanting this to be high anxiety, or excuse me, do you want it to be calm, or do you want it to be like high pressure? And I'm like, no, I don't want high pressure. I want people to know me as the simple ads guy. Like I make it simple, ads that make sense. And so it's like, literally, it's like, cool, let's go with something simple. Let's go with, there's my icon only and all of that. And so there's my brand code and all of that. So yeah, so I've spent a lot of time over the weekend, like, how do I make this I mean, yeah, I know we try to walk away from fear, and I get that, and I'm going away from fear for people and all of that. But it's also like I don't want it to be car salesy. I don't want it to be spammy. I want it to be, hey, I'm going to help you. You're a small business. I'm a small business. I'm going to get you by the time this video is done, $11. You're going to have an ad running for your business. How exciting is that? Like, wade through all the noise and then lead them through the other things. So yeah, so I've already got I've got the Facebook page. I'm going to reach out to the Instagram guy just by chance and see. And I've even got the TikTok set up because I'm going to start doing the 1 a day reels just every day. Start posting a reel about ads. How, here's the problem. Have you saw, why would you boost a post? That's dumb. You're going to waste your money, or all the different things that you can walk through and go through there. So yeah, so that's kind of my new focus. That's where I'm going. And I'm excited to see where this goes because I feel like I have my Russell plan now. That's what I told my wife. I finally got a Russell plan because I have a $11 product and I have a potential $4,000 to $5,000 product on the back end to actually do it for them. And I'm like, and all points in between. And any of those, like I don't need all of them. I mean, obviously, I'd rather sell five $3,000, $4,000 products a month than five $11 products, but it's like all of them together at different points in their journey. They can stay with me. I can lead. I mean, I'll probably even do a community for small businesses. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to go, but I'm trying to keep it laser focused, like you said, get it done, get it launched, and then see what the market asks for and build it on the back end as it comes out. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And there's our time.
Awesome, Doug. I like
this. Thank you so much. Yes.
Great stuff. You are learning.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Tell Russell when he has an application open. I'm kidding. So.
Okay. I will. Awesome. All right. Gang, any other questions? We still have a couple minutes before Trey hops in and we talk ecom. But any questions are more than welcome right now. Feel free to just raise your hand. Or, honestly, you can just unmute. It's a very small session today. And we can talk about anything.
I got a question, Dante. A quick.
Vladimir, good to see you, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I've been MIA. I don't think I've missed one session ever since I signed up in, I don't know, September, October. And now I'm going through this audit by the tobacco, and it has been a nightmare.
I bet it has.
He put my business to hold for
wow.
20-something days. I mean, this is all I'm doing. Just for, I guess, other entrepreneurs. I mean, like, sadly, these guys are focusing on my starting years, which is, the 2023, when I had no processes and systems in place. Things are all over the map, highly regulated product. And I'm saying, like, you guys are wasting your time, meaning that you got bigger fish to fry. Why they picked me, I have no idea, but I'll take it as a compliment. But the main takeaway, obviously, is that as I'm going through this process, I'm also auditing myself. And now a lot of things have been basically brought into a framework when it comes to invoicing and this and that, inventory tracking. Why? Because I went through pain while I was doing it. I didn't need audit for that. And now this actually has forced me to actually start thinking more strategically in terms of how do I organize this. But on top, I do have something that I've been working on. And I did make my first sale on the funnel.
Nice.
Build this guy in one day. If you don't mind, I'll share it. And then I want to share my strategy with you. And then I want to see, what do you think about what I'm thinking about doing, right?
Cool. Let's take a look.
Here is my funnel.
While you pull that up, Orshi, great question. You do not have to delete your contacts that haven't been active. What you can do, you can delete them if you'd like. If you delete them, then you're no longer sending to them. And if they're not opening your emails, then that's only going to increase your reputation, your sender reputation. So it's not a bad thing to delete. It's perfectly fine. You can delete them if you would like to delete them. Or you could send all of them an email. And you could say, hey, I just noticed you haven't opened up my emails for a couple months. In case you forgot, I'm Orshi. I love to teach people how to speak English so they can get these results. If that doesn't interest you anymore, feel free to unsubscribe and put a big old unsubscribe button right there and let them unsubscribe. The people that are going to unsub, they're going to unsub, but this will also get some people back into your business, back into your emails, listening to your messaging. or just delete them all. That's fine as well.
Okay, I just asked Perplex. I'm just like redoing my emailing then, and I just asked Perplexity, and it told me the first thing I should do is change my. Sorry, Vlad, just one second, 30 seconds.
Okay.
So one thing it said is to change my email to my personal one, which I don't think I need to do that because I have my business one with my personal, like my name is on it, you know?
Yeah.
And then the second thing it told me was to clear off my email list so that my open rates are higher.
You could, and that would just be deleting people that aren't reading, and then yes, if you're not sending to those people, then your open rates immediately go higher. But I don't think you're having any real problems with email deliverability, are you? You're not ending up in spam, are you?
I don't know. You know, I'm having trouble with the open rates. That's why.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're ending up in spam. It'd be great for you to like have one of your friends or use a different one of your emails and add it to that email sequence, and you can see if it's going to spam or not. But I don't think email deliverability is a problem of yours. I wouldn't be too concerned about that.
Okay. Thank you.
You got it. All right, let's take a look.
All right, so here is what we got. I'm actually gonna do a live preview of this one. Build this thing, and as I said, in one day. This is a special line of cigars. It honors the Grandmaster in a 200 and almost 2.5 centuries of Freemasonry in the state of New York. Masons have always smoked cigars. Like they have been it's almost like a part of their life until recently. Like we even had lodges back in the day built with ashtrays in them. It's a gentleman's product. The Grand Lodge of New York is direct descendant of the Grand Lodge of England, which is basically, I don't know how you guys know about Freemasonry, but long story short is it's a very old brotherhood organization, all basically major people from history that have built modern society have been Freemasons. So it has this project has significance. I partnered with a manufacturer of cigars that is a top dog in the world. He's actually my standard manufacturing partner. We talk a world-class player, worldwide known, and he built something special. The product itself is, as you can see, like, you know, it has all the features that carry the significance of the Freemasonry and so on and so forth, right? So I build this thing, I order 1,000 boxes. The problem is that because of the whole problematics with the decision making within the organization, as we can see, you know, it's a lot of chiefs and very few Indians, if you know, to put it the least. So I have, you know, finally gotten, and we got to push this through, and it takes some time to actually build the product and bring it to market. So unfortunately, the Grandmaster, who this is dedicated to, will be a Grandmaster for another, like I'd say, 2.5, 3 months, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm facing a large demand, and I'm facing a large supply, and the demand is still, you know, we'll see how it goes. I did make my first sale, but and I do expect more. But I have 1,000 boxes to sell, and as soon as this Grandmaster is gone, I know that the other one will want one for themselves. So I am facing a time crunch, which has forced me to actually kind of like split my time between the audit and this, you know, because I you know, the one thing I cannot replace here is time. My idea with this is that obviously that this will be launched through official, you know, this is a licensed product by the Grand Lodge of New York. This is like, you know, they're not selling, they're, you know, there's a clear distinction. They're a nonprofit organization. They, you know, they're not engaged in sales of tobacco or anything like that. But we figured it out how to actually make it work. So I do have a contract that just me and me only is allowed to do these things, right?
Great.
So apart from me pushing into Masons, and I want to see what kind of upsells do you recommend with this, because I didn't have time to put any OTOs in the back. I will launch this to my subscriber list, and I also want to start pushing it to the masses by you know, I'd say a month or so ago, we had a conversation with Trey where I'm going to, on the front end, I'm going to offer free personalized flask with an upsell of a beautiful packaging, which I can advertise I'm not going to put no pixels on that, Facebook can actually see what's happening behind. So I don't know how will that be reflected. But my idea is to target that to the audience that is smoking cigars. And what I do know is the golf community. So a lot of these people want exclusivity, but what my now, given what you told Doug, what my, if I offer free flask, I don't know if people will take it. I'm gonna need to figure out how to actually structure this. For me to just show up and say, hey, there's a free flask, that's going to probably attract broad audience. So the copy will have to be structured in a specific way. But even if I put a small price tag on it, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to.
You should do free shipping. They pay for the flask, they get shipping free.
Okay. So
free plus, we do free plus shipping, free flask, pay for shipping when the products are going to be like, if the product's going to be like $7 to $17 in there, then we'll say the product is free, you cover shipping. In the case that the product is going to be more, like maybe $47, you then say pay for the product, get shipping free.
Yeah. My idea, how do I layer this, right, was the following. Now, the flask itself really is nowadays, I mean, the cost is insignificant, maybe like $2 to $3, right?
Yep.
So even depending on where I'm shipping, like that $9.95 that I was thinking of actually slapping as a thing, it's going to cover some of the cost of the flask, right? It's not going to be a pure expense, even though, the cost per lead might be like, let's say, a couple of bucks max, right? Now, I do intend to offer a beautiful Berno Havana packaging, like something to put the flask in, because if they just want the flask, they just get the flask in a bag, like kind of like a very basic thing. But I will offer the packaging for, let's say, $15, and that will basically cover the cost of this whole operation. Now, my next upsell was going to be. Now, it kind of threw me off with this 5X thing, because what I was going to offer was my regular golf collection, which is a 3-pack of cigars, which is $47.
Yeah.
Right. Now, given that I have to sell these guys, this is going to be a $187 offer product as a base. Now, I did not do a V curve, but I did,
I noticed that.
What I did, because I was rushing, right? And I did not want, because this is a friendly, this is going to go firstly to a friendly community that with the mindset of specific kind. So what I did is, listen, these are pre-sales, buy one, 157, buy three, 147, buy 5, 137 per box. Now, the regular is 187, and then when the regular price hits in, I'm going to do a proper V-curve. Or I can just restructure this into a V-curve right off the bat. The only thing that I wanted to, this is obviously good from the business standpoint. I did not want to get any backlash, given that it's our first project and I was given this opportunity. I didn't want to go too aggressive because the V curve is quite aggressive, right? So I wanted to put things in a framework that a regular human eye can actually understand without chasing for the price. This is why I have instantly disclosed the price, because I know that there's a lot of, like this crusty old man, they're like, well, how much does it cost? So if they don't see it above the fold, they're like, they think I'm something's wrong with me, right? Like, so as we are in the process of building trust, I have decided to disclose this and put the regular price is 187. Now, I've added so many things to this that are actually kind of even, they're not standardized. The NFC chip, where you scan that, you get exclusive interview with a master blender who's a top dog who discloses everything. Like, how do you approach blending stuff? Like, it's a very beautiful story. I will need at some point your input. How do I hide this so it's not available for anyone but those who actually purchase the product? because I don't want this to become like a mess, you know. And I can place a few other things like certificate of guarantee, like some kind of beautiful thing that shows up on the screen that is going to, you know, just make things exclusive. And then obviously the cigars are good. So for $18, $19, even this cigar is cheap. But I wanted to also find that fine balance and make it look like this is an exclusive offer for a closed-end community. Everybody can buy it, obviously, right? Like, but I kind of want to pitch it to them. And if I picture like a product that's like $37 a stick, which is a high-end product, then there might be a backlash, right? Like, because in general, like the Brotherhood is open to everyone who's just a good person, right? So it has and has beliefs in higher being, right? So in God, whichever God that might be. But the from this point on, as I said, like what I tag behind.
What should your upsells be?
So I was, as I said, like I was gonna launch it through something that I know I can advertise, which is a flask.
Yes.
Right. I can put and this and let me remind you, the advertisement is going to the masses, right? It's going to the social networks. And from that point on, so the free flask plus free plus shipping, then upsell, I was gonna do the 3-pack or a Zippo gift set, and then hit them with the cigars. Now, do I go straight into the, you know, like from one to another, or
I don't know that I love that. And oh my gosh, it's already 12. So we'll hop to Trey in just a second.
Cool.
I don't know that I love that because not everybody who drinks smokes cigars.
True.
So you're going to have a massive drop off. And let's say you're only going to get 20% of people to take the upsell or to take the product, right? It's very possible that you upsell them cigars and they're not smokers. Like 80% of people that buy the flask might not be smokers, and that product does not work for them. What I would rather see you do is just run a page like this. Run traffic to this page, to a cigar funnel. Target Freemasons because they smoke. So just target Freemasons. That's easy targeting on social. Target Freemasons, send them here to this page that's built for Freemasons, and they have a special letter. And then we're just running them through a funnel. And it's the same things we've learned. Here, this page, you can run V-curve like you are. You should have more of a savings on 3. One should be saved 10%, 5 should be saved 10%, 3 should be saved 30%, right? Put your massive change on the 3 count down there, and 135 is an acceptable way to start. The pre-sale special in putting your price here, that's okay to start that way too. Let's get our baseline metrics, but right now what we're doing is we're trying to sell people on price. We're not selling them on product. We're selling them on price. We're selling them on savings. What we really want to sell them on is product and value. So typically we never reveal price before establishing value. So we build up so much value that when they see the price, it doesn't matter what the price is. They want the thing. That's really what we're getting to at the end of the game. This works well for now to start. I don't mind it at a start, especially as a baseline. Lastly, upsells. OTO1, Moss. Every time, gang. Every time. Every ecom product. Sure, we could sit here, Vlad, and I could try and think about, well, if you're selling cigars or if you're selling this, then you could add a cigar holder that sticks to things and is magnetic, and we can sell custom ashtrays that are maybe like branded with the fraternity. Like, sure, I could think of other products we could throw in here, and we could tweak and test those, but I would rather everybody just run the framework. Moss. More of the same on OTO1. Grab 20% conversions on that. Don't try and find perfect products and tweak and no way. Just run the system. Cigars on the front end. Hold on, really quick. Cigars on the front end. OTO1 is Moss. They can get more of the same. OTO2 is upgrade. And for you, that could be an upgrade of the packaging. That could also maybe be an upgrade of the product itself. Do you want the premium leaf versions of the cigars instead? That's the funnel. That's it. Rinse and repeat over and over.
I'm sorry. Like, I just wanted to say that would have been the simplest and my preferred option. But the Facebook is not going to let me run a traffic to a cigar page because that's what the flask is coming into play. You see what I'm saying? So I not mean to It's like Trey with the story of gun oil and guns.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so that is the only reason, my friend. And if you have some other suggestions, listen, I got flasks, and I know that
I would probably go with a lighter.
the lighter also might be iffy when it comes to boosting and when it comes to, like, but I can try. And listen, until a few months ago, I was actually able to run traffic even onto the cigar pages, but the machine learning and the like Facebook's getting smarter, so they're recognizing the actual product. I don't know whether they'll recognize the when it's not, let's say, with that pixel, because I was running to the traffic that was related to my Shopify page, and that was clear that I was selling cigars. But if I just go with a funnel, that might work for some time. I will try both versions. By all means, don't want to take your time anymore. We'll continue tomorrow.
Yeah, hop in tomorrow. We'll talk about a front end. We can definitely get a better front end for that.
You got it. Thank you, buddy. Cheers.
You got it, man.
Yes.
All right. Bingo. Oof. Gosh, sorry, Trey. 12:07. We are a little bit late, but that means it's Tuesday on a Trey day. What's cracking, Trey?
Hey, guys.
Good
Hello.
Hello.
I do have a hard stop today at noon Central Time.
Sure.
I apologize for that. But I do have something big to share with everyone. So I think it'll be worth the 40 or 52 3 minutes we got.
Yes, it will. Absolutely.
And then any questions you guys have. Okay. So let me share my screen here because I want to share with you something that that you guys should also be doing. This is just something we should all be working through. And
like
this is a calculator. So let me just kind of zoom in so we can all see this. So you guys should have access to this or something like it inside of the OFA training. And basically what this does is it just calculates profit. It calculates, how much you're making. If you're making any money, if you're not making any money. And the other thing that it helps me do is figure out where I could make money. So if my cost of the product went down by $1, if I was able to reduce my shipping by some, if I was able to reduce my refund percentage or my merchant percentage, like this gives you all of your product expenses and it gives you all your marketing expenses. And so when you start to kind of wiggle these numbers a little bit, you get to see where growth happens. Or you go negative, or worse, like it's not working. So I wanted to plug in. This is these are true numbers I'm going to give you from a product that we're currently running. I'm not going to tell you the product. That's kind of NDA right now, but it's an easy, simple product, nothing too crazy. So let's just call it flashlight. And so the secret product is a flashlight.
Cool.
I want to give you the cost of the product. I want to give you what it's retailing for, and that way, when I walk you through these numbers, it makes sense to you guys. Okay?
Oh boy, get your notes ready, folks. Let's do it.
Yeah, and I'll kind of walk you through some of the equations, I think, as well. And of course, if you have questions, make sure you're popping those in the chat because, I know this stuff. So sometimes I forget or I go too fast, and I want to make sure that I'm covering all the bases so that way it's clear for you.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, okay, pro. Let's pop this over here. All right, I'll keep the questions highlighted as well. So, okay, secret X product. We'll call it product X. Product X. Our cost on that is $3.70. So that's per unit. So if someone buys 1 unit, it costs us $3.70. That's landed in the United States, by the way. So that's after duties, taxes, tariffs, all the things that come along with bringing a product over into the United States. If someone buys 2 of those products, then it costs me $7.40, and so on and so forth. So the more products someone buys, the more it's going to cost me in shipping those products out.
Yep.
.com perks. Let's see. So this is our recurring and our cost is actually at 50 cents. But perks program. So this is going to be in our recurring. We have the opportunity for people to come in and buy a recurring membership from us. And what that perks program does is kind of like the old entertainment books, where you get a membership, you get $50 every single month, which is pretty cool. 50 reward dollars, and in those reward dollars, they're able to go spend that over in over 400,000 locations nationwide in the top 48. So, you know, Pizza Hut, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Walmart, Target, all the big names, Starbucks. So they just log in, they grab their monies, and they go out. We also do prizes like giveaways, like Starbucks giveaways, Dunkin' giveaways, TV giveaways, just all some really cool stuff. So anyways, we sell that for about $14.95 a month. And so we're going to take that into account here inside of our funnels. So our cost is 50 cents per member per month. We charge $14.95 per member per month, and they receive 50 reward dollars every month. So it's a really cool business opportunity that's been really, really great for us. Our average shipping cost, okay, average shipping cost is $10. So how I come up with that $10 is we look at 100 orders, and then we look at it in our ShipStation account. We kind of segment them a little bit, and we look at how much is it costing us on average. So someone might buy 10 products from us, and it costs $30 to ship that out. Someone might buy one product from us, and it costs us $4.95 to ship that out. And that's shipping, pick, and pack. So that's pick, pack, ship. So $10 on average. That's just really good. So when the guy who buys 10 products, you know, it's costing us $30. Well, that doesn't reflect this $10 here, right? But on average, it does. On average, it does. So that's what's really nice about this is I like controls, not variables, things that kind of go up and down. If I can get a control, the better that this math kind of works out over large numbers. And that's why you always want like 20, 50, 100 sales to kind of really dial these numbers in, so you don't have any big outliers like, you know, Susie Q came and, you know, she grabbed $1,000 order. Well, that's going to swing your numbers. Or you got, you know, a lot of cheapos coming in, they're only buying one product, not buying any upsells, and that swings the numbers the other way. So 50 to 100 orders is just a really good benchmark to start your calculations. So then what this does up here is this is going to look at our expenses, which in this case, oh, that was 0. In this case, C3, that's 0, buddy. That's interesting. Oh, C4. Okay, so here's what it costs us. This is going to be the amount of units sold, DCP perks, how many units were sold, and then it multiplies it. So it's going to say if I sold 1 unit, this is going to become $3.70. If I sold 2 units, it's $7.40. If I sold 10 units, well, that's $37, right? So in this case, we sold 2,111 units. So of those 2,000 units, our cost in product landed, that's just the product, by the way, was $7,800. So that was the cost that we incurred buying those products at a $3.70 landed price. Okay?
Great.
Cool. Good stuff. Perks. We had 55 people join us, which I think is low, but we had 55 people. That should be about 20%. And let me bring this little guy up here real quick. Let me just bring him up just a little bit. I just don't want to confuse you with this. Let's bring this down. All right, there we go.
That's perfect.
So, I might as well bring it up at this point. There we go. All right, so total orders was 802. So we had 802 orders come in.
Wait, I'm sorry. Where did that number come from?
So this is the amount of conversions.
I thought units sold. Oh, units sold was 2,111, but that was from 800 conversions. 800 purchases equals those amounts of units.
You got it.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Yep. Everybody else with us so far? Everybody making sense of this?
1 in the chat for yes, 2 in the chat for no. No stupid questions. Really important we learn this, gang.
Yeah, I do this every day. This is my home base. I love this sheet. It works really great. It calculates all the calculations. I can fill this sheet out in 5 minutes and know how the offer is performing. And we usually do about a 7-day lapse here. Okay, cool.
Amazing.
So far, so good. So as you can see, I kind of, built in little percentages. These are just like little KPI markers for me. So I can see like, okay, DCP perks is low. It should be about 20%. So we're about 30% of that. So that gives me an indicator. Hey, I probably should go look at the DCP perks mobile and desktop page. It's not converting at our KPIs of 20%. Something might be off. Something might be weird. Is the headline correct? Can I change the headline? So this is something I could start split testing to get this to rise up into that 20%. This is where I want it, okay? Units, so this 2.62, this is a units per buyer. So Dante, that was the first thing he saw, right? Was, wait a minute, we're the 802 or the 2000. So what this is telling me is for every buyer that comes through, each buyer is purchasing on average 2.6 units.
Wow.
Trey, how does someone buy a half a unit? Well, they don't, right? They're buying 3, or they're buying 1, or they're buying 5, they're buying 2. Just the division kind of works out to 2.6.
Yep.
So that's really good. That means that there's a lot of people buying more than 3.
Yep.
That means there's some people buying less than 3. But so on average, I'm getting people to come through our funnels and buy a multiple of the product. Doesn't matter if it's TV remotes, tennis shoes, baseballs, baseball bats, baseball caps, whatever.
Yep.
Our goal is for this number always to be more than 1.
Yep.
Our goal is always for it to be more than 2. If I can get that to 3, man, we're in the money. Okay, we're in the money. Even at 2.6, it's really, really good. But we're using the V curve. The V curve is where that magic is able to happen. Okay, guys. All right, so let's see what's next. Revenue. So revenue, or how about instead of revenue, we do how much Facebook costs us. So we spent $25,130 in Facebook. So that's quite a bit of hoopla, right? 25 grand in Facebook ads. This is what this is showing right here. Another KPI I kind of keep in the shadows is how much it's costing me for a conversion. So remember, I'm selling this product for $19.95. But a conversion is costing me $31. Most online businesses stop right there. When they see that the conversion cost is more than the cost to consumer, which is $19, and we're at 30, this is almost double. Almost double. We haven't taken into effect shipping, overhead, customer service, merchant percentages, refunds, nothing. They stop because they freak out. It's just because they don't understand the numbers. Okay? So this calculator is built to know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. $30 is a lot for a conversion. Okay? I still got product cost. That doesn't even include product cost. That's just giving money to Facebook. $30. So 25 grand. We spent 25 Jeezys. And we did this, by the way, over a 7-day period. So days in progress is 7 days. Okay? All right, total revenue. So total revenue, let's see, was $46,313. All right. So not too shabby. We are in the green.
Yep.
I like green.
We love that.
Even if this was break even, my friends, I'd be pretty cool with it. I'd be pretty happy. So let's just kind of go down this column real quick so we understand it. So we have no affiliates paid out. We didn't have any affiliates. This is all us, internal Facebook ad spend. We have our merchant percentages for, PayPal and Stripe. So 2.62% on $46,000 in revenue. So we paid to Stripe and PayPal $1,200. So for them just, to process our payments, here's $1,200, my friends. They are just making cash on our success. Merchant order charge. So basically what they do is every time a new order comes through, they charge you 30 cents per order. We had 802 orders, $240. Our average shipping cost was 10. We had 800 orders, so it's another 8 grand. So just there alone, my friends, 8,000 plus 25,000 in Facebook ad spend plus $7,000 in product costs is already $41,000.
Mm-hmm.
We're pushing up pretty close to that 46 in revenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's only so much revenue, so you got to squeeze some profit out of there. What else? We had, yep, and then I always put a refund percentage in there depending on the product. Like our electronics are a higher percentage, usually like 8 or 9% refunds, just because people can't figure it out. With this type of product, like a flashlight, it's around 3%, which is typical online retail 3%. So I put that in there because I'm already assuming, and I'm not really assuming, I just know that we're going to get refunds. People who just, maybe go and find it on Amazon and say, hey, I found it for less. Or they get the product and it wasn't what they thought, so they return it. Whatever, right? Got it for a gift. They already bought one, return it. You just never know. So we put a 3% in there. So I'm already negating $1,400 out of the revenue from these sales just to get ready for the 3% refund rate. Now, if that goes up, I need to account for that. If that goes to 5%, I need to put 5% there. If it goes down to 2%, I need to put 2% there. Okay? So then we have this column, which is our product expense total. So what that's doing is it's taking this entire column right here and it's adding it together. So these are all of our expenses. So we have .com perks at $27. So we had 55 members come in at 50 cents. That's our cost. So that cost us 27 bucks. We sold 2,111 units at $370 landed cost, which is $7,800. So when we add all these expenses up, that gives us $7,800 in expenses. Okay, so that's one piece. The other piece is our marketing expenses. So if we add all this up, our Facebook ad spend, merchant percentages, order expense chain charges, average shipping costs, and refunds, that's $36,000. What I always find profound is a lot of people think the most expensive thing when selling online is the product. It's actually your marketing expense.
Yep.
Look at that. Look at that number compared to what it just cost me in product. That's why the margin of your products have to be so great.
Yep.
100% markups don't work no more. As you can see right here, if I had 100% markup, that'd be 14 grand. I'd be losing money. You got to have big markups. You got to have big margins. Just has to work. In order for you to get your product out there, for it to make any money, you got to have those markups. So like, here, we're buying this for $370, we're selling for $20. It's a pretty good markup. So, and then our revenue total. So we knew that, $46,313. And so what this does now is our profit loss. It takes 46,000 minus 36 minus 7,800, and that actually gave us a $2,200 profit, which is about right under 5% profit margin. Okay? Or how I like to break it down is when an order comes through, how much money did I make? How much profit did I bring in? And it's $3. $3 take home today. So when you do, 800 orders times 281, that should get you about $2,249 in profit. Okay? That's a mortgage payment for some of you guys.
Yep.
This is great. Take that home. That's cash in hand. That's what your company made that month. Then what I like to do is we have the recurring, and this is the anchor to our business. This is what keeps the heartbeat running, the blood flowing. If it wasn't for this, there'd be months that we're like, we'd be stretching. There's other times where it's like, oh man, we're profitable, like this one, we're profitable in this last 7 days. This is fantastic. And we got overflow, meaning we got extra perk money that comes in. So how this is
I want to just really drill that back home. This is only 7 days. So this is not like a 30-day, 60-day campaign. This is just 7 days with that profit of $2,200. Pretty great.
7 days, one product.
Yep.
So you got 10 products rolling over 7 days. This becomes 20 grand every week, 40 grand every 2 weeks, 80 grand every month, right?
And perks are always on the back end of all those funnels. So now you're profitable on all those funnels, putting them into your perks where you're making it every month. So good.
That's correct. So then month one, so what this does is I'm very cautious with our numbers. You know, when I was at a couple events, you know, these guys would flash their numbers up on the stage, and I was like, oh my gosh, those are great numbers. Well, come to find out, you know, once I started running my own numbers, I realized the numbers they were sharing were not actual. They were hopeful. Let me put it that way. Meaning, when someone enrolled into their recurring program, they took, you know, we enrolled 100 members times $20. We made $2,000 a month. That's wrong. You got churn, my friends. You got churn. People whose card declines, asked for a refund, didn't mean to take it, cancel my membership. Guys, that's Netflix, that's Breadco, that's Starbucks, that's Hulu. Like there's not a recurring program out there that doesn't have those declines, churn, removals, cancellations. Like, it's just part of the game, right? It's part of the game. So I take that into consideration in these numbers. So just so you know, these are very cushioned numbers, meaning I take 80% and I estimate a 20% churn each month over month over month. I just remove 20%. Now, hopefully the numbers are way better than that, but I want to be cautious. And so that's what these numbers reflect. So every month it's reducing itself by 20% month over month. So month over month, you will see that this number keeps decreasing. So the first month we got 657 from our 55 members. Mm-hmm. The second month that became 526 because if we had 55 members the first month, or sorry, I actually took it even worse than that. 44 members our first month, 35 members our second month, 28 members our third month, 22 members our fifth month, 18 members our sixth, and so on and so forth, right? So you guys get the idea. So basically 55, 44, 36, 24, 21. So it's reducing because people's card declines, insufficient funds, they get a new bank account, they cancel, whatever, right? So I'm taking that into account here. So what this is doing is I'm looking at how much revenue I'm generating, plus I'm removing, this calculation also removes my cost. Okay, so it removes my cost of the 50 cents, which obviously is not that huge, right? But basically we're coming in here and we're taking this subscription each month over month. And so what I like to do is I like to look at it in quadrants. So 4 months LTV, we're going to see an additional $1,900 come from our perks. So what that means, I hope I'm explaining this well.
You are.
Is we made $2,300 day one profit. 4 months from now, I'll make an additional $2,000 from this 7 days, one product of sales. Mm-hmm. In 8 months, it'll be $2,700, and in 12 months, a year's time, these 7 days captured in time, Monday through Sunday, will have produced $3,000 over the next 12 months. Whew. Plus the $2,000 that I made day one. So day one, I made $2,000, and then over the next 12 months, I made an additional $3,000. So what that comes out to be is instead of a 4.8 profit percentage on these orders of 800 orders, I'm actually at 11% profit on all my orders, which actually comes out to $6.62 per order. So a lot of people look at this number. This number might be zero. This number might be negative. But over time is what I'm looking at. So over time, what does this subsection of orders during this time frame for this one product make me over the next 12 months? And that answer right now is $5,300. $5,300.
Wow.
Okay, may I ask a question regarding
Sure.
the subscription? Actually, two questions. Question number one. So this is cumulative that you just explained, right? Like, so the day one, the $2,000, the 2.2 grand is for day one. The rest is for the period from subscriptions that do include the unsubscriptions and the dropouts for various sorts, right? So I can get the math correct. Okay. And the second question is, when it comes to the subscription itself, you're giving away, right? Like you're giving gift cards for various things. How do you acquire those gift cards so people can so this becomes profitable at all? Right? Like you have a special deal.
Yeah, we use a third party. Oh, my password broke. I can.
Vladimir, are you in the buy more machine program?
The program itself, I didn't even. I just know of the video of the buyback. Like I have it. I have it saved and I keep watching it. But a program, I wasn't aware of any program. I mean, Prime Mover.
Trey has a whole program. It's called the Buy More Machine that he made for Russell, and he gives access to that in that training.
In the train, meaning that the train, it's a program. It's not that one video that I have, the one YouTube video, which has the actual funnel and the rest of the stuff that I keep using with the upsells and downsells.
No, it's an entire 6-module training that he has.
We'll take a look at it.
So I think if you guys want to grab that back end, if you want to find out who Trey's using, probably the best thing, just shoot me an email and I can get you the info to get added to the buyback machine or the buy more machine, excuse me. How would somebody, if they wanted to go looking for this, Trey, if they wanted to go try and find a third party, like how would you do it? How would you advise somebody?
Man, it took me years to find it.
Yeah, I did it.
It took me years to find. I mean, it took me like a decade to find it, which was nice, and that's why we put in the buy more machine so we don't waste some time.
Because
the best thing you can start with, man, is creating your own. That's what we did. Is we just created our own, and I mean, you're making $20 a month, and so maybe every month, like we start with the NJOA Buyers Club, the National Gun Owners Association, where we partnered with gun manufacturers and gun warehouses of people who already had guns in their inventory. And then they would just send us a CSV sheet every week and we'd upload the new inventory that they had and then we put it on our website. And then whatever our cost was, that's the cost we put on the website. And we just charged members $20 to get access to straight sale. They didn't have to there was no markups on ammo, no markups on guns or silencers or anything. And we had I think at our max we had 12,000 members paying $20 a month for that. Just gun loving citizens of America.
Yeah, no, fair enough. No, so the creativity is you made your own is basically at
the beginning.
Basically I've been thinking about as well. Like, but I said if there's any shortcuts, like because I don't have access to Starbucks. Like I can't just call Starbucks and say, hey.
You would just go to starbucks.com and like grab a gift card and then you can email it to them.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that what would be their incentive to sign up for this if they can just go to Starbucks and get it themselves and without, you see where I'm going? Like, I don't know what the profitability for this third party is coming from when you're giving this to everyone, right? Like, this is not something that is, let's say, you buy X amount of products from, .com company, and then you get a gift card, right? Like you basically like accumulate points from within, right?
So they're paying $15 a month in this case. They're paying $15 a month, and they receive 50 every single month.
And I'm interested in math, like behind it. That's
Well, this company has partnered with 400,000 restaurants around the nation. And this restaurant says, hey, I'll give you guys $5 off or $10 off a pizza. So then in order to get that $10 off, they spend those 10 points to get those $10. So it didn't cost the company anything. It's just a way for the restaurant to get more business in the door.
Understood.
Yeah. And these guys pay to have access, $20 a month, to have access to those coupons, to those events. Now, on top of that, they also do daily giveaways, weekly giveaways, and monthly giveaways, which is fantastic. They give away $25 to groceries, $10 to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, and then something else like a restaurant or something like sandwiches or something like that. And then every week they give away AirPods, iPads, cell phones, iPhones, TVs. And then every month it's bigger prizes, and they have a golden giveaway once a month, which is $1,000 cash.
Gotcha.
So these guys can go in and enter these giveaways and prizes. And there's like 3, 6, 9, 12. I think there's 12 to 20 different giveaways each month that they can. Well, I guess it's more than that because it's every day, every week, every month. So I think it's like around 100, maybe it's 100, 120 giveaways that they're able to enter in every month. Which just, again, it's another perk.
Yeah. No, so it's you're basically acting as an agent, and to access the network that you have established, it costs you $20 a month.
Correct.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And so with that, with our perks program, these 55 members, this is what's kind of crazy, is these 55 members will result in $3,000 over the next 12 months.
And that gives you so much power as an ecom business owner to have that back end. You've explained it as boomerangs in the past, but gang, that's the power to having the ecom business. That gives you leverage over your competitors where they're running 5% margins. Like we've already done this without going to our suppliers and negotiating lower rates on the product itself, without going to our shippers and negotiating lower shipping rates, which are all things that we can do. Haven't even done that in this example. Just adding the continuity, just adding the perks program to the back end literally gives the leverage that you're going to use to beat your competitors. It's incredible, Trey.
Yeah. All right. I left one thing out.
Ooh.
The most powerful.
Oh, the most powerful
piece of it. This is a 1-year expanded out. I'm going to show you why we look at this. So this was what we just saw was 7 days in play. Profit for days over 1 year is right now, I'm profiting $758 per day with the current example. We push that over a year's time, 365. Profit in 1 year is $277,000 with an average ad spend of $3,500 per day.
Wow, so this is just you saying if you did this for 365 days, that would be the yearly subscription revenue?
This profit and subscription combined.
Wow. So cool. Do you guys understand that? 1 for yes, 2 for no in the chat. No stupid questions. It's so important we understand this.
So what we did was we took 12 months, which is L26, and L23, which is your profit and loss day 1, profit and loss over 12 months. We combine those two, which gives us $5,000. So then we take that $5,000 divided by 7 days, which means over a 12-month period, we're doing $758 per day over 12 months. You multiply that over 365, generating at $3,500 in ad spend per day. This one product at $3,500 per day in ad spend will generate $277,000 in profit per year for the company.
That's fun. We like that.
Because sometimes we look at this, right? And we're like, okay, $2,000. Wow, I really had to spend some volume, $25,000 just to make $2,000. I had to go spend, I don't know, $7,000 on, products. Okay, that's a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would look at that and say, man, that's a lot of risk for me to take home $2,200.
Maybe. But when you start stretching it out, profit and loss, recurring, $5,000, do that over a year period, you just made yourself $250,000.
Yep.
Take home. Or if I'm able to double my ad spend, which just kind of equates to this. So if I'm at $7,000 per day in ad spend, this one product would do $500,000 in profit. That's profit. Like, I wanted to show you guys profit, not revenue. If you want to look at revenue, we can look at that.
And what he's doing right now is a really easy way to get your spreadsheets to auto-calculate for you. You can just say sum equals, and then he's putting in the columns and the row numbers in there, and it does the automatic math.
There you go. 4.8 million is what this one product would generate. A lot of people like to show off the revenue, which is cool. It looks really good. I'm more interested in what am I taking home.
Yeah.
So I like to show that. And that's, by the way, that's at a 5% percentage, along with recurring, which puts you at a 12% percentage.
And you mean that's margin percentage, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like all of the money, of the revenue that we generated, $46,000, that became an 11% profit margin. We made 11% on that revenue.
Wow.
Yep. But this is the key metric that I'm focusing on right here, is what at this rate, what am I, what's my outcome over a year period? I'm able to look at a snapshot in a day. I'm looking at a snapshot in a week. So we do a trailing 7 and then say, okay, this all looks great. But what if we did this for a year straight? Like, what if this product just kind of ran in the background, spending a measly $3,500 per day, or in this case, that's what that is. So $3,500 per day, or even at $7,000 per day, it's a $5 million product. It's a $5 million product to the company. We find 10 of those guys, just 10. It's a $50 million company. It's a $50 million company. Like, that's how easy things like this just compound. And it's a beautiful thing. Now, of course, maybe you have seasonal products, maybe you have a product that kind of wears out, or, whatever, but that's the ebb and flow of Ecom. But we usually see a product last, depending on what it is, 1 to 2 years. So a good run rate is, 1 to 2 years.
Which is a great cycle. That's so much time.
Gives you a lot of time. Gives you a lot of time. Yeah. Cool. Any questions on that? I told you I had some big stuff to share today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this and take this home with you and go and, calculate this.
This is amazing. This is far more in-depth than the one I have.
Oh, good.
This is awesome.
All right, let me back out here. Now the same thing goes if you're running smaller budgets. Like that's where I'm always telling you, start at $150 per day, get it to 300, get it to 600, get to 1,000, get it to 2,000. And within 5 days, usually it takes us about 5 days right now to get to $3,500, and anywhere to 6,000 or 7,000 is taking us about 10 days to get there. So within 10 days, if these numbers are looking good and they're in the green and everything's looking clean, which this offer is, then great. Keep it at $6,000, keep it at $7,000. And just let Facebook do its thing. Let the offer run. Don't make changes. Don't mess with it. Don't touch nothing. Just let it run. And boom, I know I'm making this sound really simple, but you got a $5 million a year business. And that's with one funnel, one product, one offer. So while that's running in the background, go find another one.
Quick question, Trey, if I may.
Yeah, Vladimir.
This might have been answered in some of the previous sessions. How quickly, when you track things and it goes out of the learning mode, how quickly do you understand whether the product is profitable at all, so you can actually double down or basically?
I know within 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days at $150, that gives you 20 sales. Okay, this is looking decent. Now, if I would look at our ads in the morning, I would freak out. If you want to freak out and you don't have coffee, like you ran out of coffee out of the pantry, just go open your business manager in the morning. No coffee needed. Because what I mean by that is, I don't know why it does this, but Facebook will spend 30% of your budget by 8 a.m. So if you have a $10,000 budget for the day, it's going to spend $3,000 by 8 a.m. And it's going to look like, which is it's true, is each conversion costs you $80. And you're like, I can only afford 30. Should I turn them off now because I'm about to go spend another $7,000 at this rate? And that's scary. And that's why I've always said, don't look at today's numbers. Today's numbers are scary. Look at the last 7, look at the last 14. That's really going to tell the story. There's still days, like yesterday was a bad day for us. Yesterday was a bad day. Really, really high conversions. But across all accounts, Facebook was just high. I don't know. You don't know what did the Pentagon come out and say, hey, we're gonna be attacked by a nuclear bomb? Sure, yeah, okay. Well, then maybe that's why sales went down. Is it because everybody's preparing for the Super Bowl and they're at the grocery store? Maybe. I don't know. I just know that yesterday was a bad day. Is today going to be a bad day? Well, if I looked at this morning, I'd say yes, because the numbers are crazy high. But as the day kind of rolls on, those numbers, those conversion metrics start to go down. Like, oh, okay, maybe we're back. So the ebb and flows of the daily are ups and downs. But once you start averaging them out over 7-day periods and 14-day periods, you really kind of get to dial in of where the CPA is going to land. So then, like, let's say this was negative. Let me just pop this up to let's just even do 28,000. I think that'll put us negative. Yeah. So $28,000. So now I'm at $35 per order. That means I'm negative. I'm negative $1 per order. Right? So now, here's how I would look at this. If I'm $1 per order, that means I just got to go get $1 per order from everybody and I'll be back in the green. So what can I do? Can I increase my shipping by $1? Because that's what is affected by everyone. Everyone is affected by shipping costs. So instead of $4.95, maybe I charge $5.95. Or maybe instead of charging $19 for the product, I charge $19.99 for the product. Or since I know I'm selling 2.62 units, maybe I just increase the product price by 33 cents. Because that'll give me $1. If maybe I add another thing on the front end or the back end for the order confirmation page. Or maybe I send out an email, or maybe I have the call center call them and make an additional sale. And maybe that backs out that $1. Like, this is, when I'm negative, I look at this per order basis and I say, okay, what can I add, change, update the funnel to increase this value? So that way I'm in the green. If that's not working, then the next question becomes well, how do I lower this cost? So I can either lower this cost or raise my average cart. If it comes down to this is going to be a better sales page, a better order form, letting more people through the funnel, like getting them to convert better. So that would reduce my ad spend, because if I'm spending $28,000, I'm getting 800 sales. But now I'm spending $28,000, I'm getting 900 sales. Well, now I'm back in the green. So this is what I'm looking at when I look at these numbers. How do I get my ad spend down? I don't need to get it down. I just need to get it converting better. Or how do I get my average cart? So here's my average cart right here. This is a $57 average cart on a $19 product. How do I get this to $70? How do I get that to $80? How do I get that to $90? And so I'm tweaking stuff on the back, raising prices, lowering things, adding new product to get that to $60, $70, $80, $90. I'm calling my customers. Hey, after you bought this flashlight, what did you go buy afterwards? What did you go on Amazon to grab? What other things did you need? For instance, I just bought a snowblower from Amazon. If Amazon would have called me, they would have also known that I went and bought 4 bags of salt and an ice scraper from Home Depot. I just needed it quick. So just because they buy one cigar from you here doesn't mean they just go to another website and buy something else. That's you losing out on another sale where they were willing to give you that money. So if I would have sold snowblowers and then my upsell was, hey, do you want salt? Yes. Do you want ice pick? Yes. They're congruent offers, different products. That's how you raise the cart.
Thank you, Trey.
Yes, sir. This is why you guys want to have like a calculator for your funnels. I do this for each product. So every product we run, I have what I call a CPA calculator for it. And yes, Evan, only ads in Facebook.
I know everybody's asking, where do we get this calculator? I'm looking in the training right now. If I don't find it in there, I'll get one added in tomorrow for everybody.
Yeah, get you guys added. Just so you guys know, the yellow highlights are things you change. Everything else is calculated. So anything yellow is for input only.
Nice.
Everything non-yellow, don't touch it.
Got it.
Unless you want to figure out what math is behind there and you can kind of play connect the dots. Like some are big needle movers, some are little needle movers. Let's just say, my refund percent was 5%. Well, if you watch this number down here, just by reducing my refund rate from 5% to 3%, I'm $1 per order.
Mm-hmm.
So how you're handling your refunds makes a big difference. That's $800 because I had made 800 orders, 2% refund reduction would have made me another $800 profit. Now this is probably impossible, but it went to 1%. Right now I'm at $4. Now I'm at 6%. Now I'm at 13%. If I'm at 10% refunds, holy smokes, I'm negative $1 per order. So these are numbers are really good, like little levers you have at your desk that kind of, if you go deeper into, can lift profits just as the funnel's running itself. So if I was at 3% refund percentage, if my merchant percentage was 1.5%, if my average shipping cost got down to 7 somehow, well, now this whole thing turned from a 5%, I just doubled the profit just by 3 levers I moved. I moved lever number 1, merchant percentage. Lever number 2, my average shipping cost. Lever number 3, refund percentage. All those things are variables that you can go and make a phone call and change, or you add a systems operating procedure and it changes. Or a negotiation. Hey, we're fulfilling through a third party. We're doing 800 orders every 7 days. We're doing 100 orders a day right now with this product. If we're able to get that to 200 orders, can I get my average shipping cost down from $10 to $8? What needs to happen? What do you guys need to see? And that's where little fish are taken advantage of, and big fish have the unfair advantage. because the bigger I get, the more money I'm fulfilling through all these parties, right? Through my merchant account, through my fulfillment warehouses, through my customer service, third parties, even through Facebook. The more money I spend with these guys, the more they're not going to want to lose me, because it becomes increasingly more painful for them to lose me than it does to keep me. So in order to keep me, yeah, we'll reduce your shipping cost by $2 per order. Cool. Do we do a littler box? Do we ship at midnight versus during the day? Do we, give you bulk order, like whatever, right? Volume discounts. You call up Stripe, you call up PayPal, say, hey, I'm doing $1 million this year. I'm doing $5 million. I'm going to do $5 million with you this year in revenue generated. That's going to be, 2.5% times, let's call it 5 million. I'm going to be paying you a whopping $125,000 in merchant fees this year. I need that to be 90. I need you to reduce my merchant percentage. And they might say something like, well, we can't reduce your merchant percentage by that much, maybe like, a couple basis points. But however, we can reduce your merchant order charge to 5 cents, which they've done. Okay. That makes a big difference. That just took off 25 cents per order. And I know I'm going to have how many orders with 5 million? So for 5 million orders, or $5 million an order, divided by, $45,000 divided by 802. Oh, that's not right. Yeah, okay. There we go. That's not right either. Oh, divided by. There we go. 89,000 orders. So 89,000 orders times a 25-cent difference. That's $22,000.
Sheesh.
That's 20 grand. That's 25 grand that I just paid back to the company through a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one product over 1 year. You got 5 products, you got 10 products, you got 20 products. I got a company that I know that's doing 300 million a year doing the same thing, selling physical products, just like us, just like you. 300 mil. You don't even know who they are because they're not in the United States. They're in Europe. They're thinking about coming to the United States because they want more volume. But you'll never know about them. It's just too much. There's too much abundance out there. There's trillions of dollars out there swimming around, right? All right. Well, hopefully this was really, really good for you guys. Hopefully you got some takeaways. Go scale your ads.
It's already 1 o'clock. It's already 12. That was the fastest hour of my life.
That went fast.
What? Wow. Well, thank you for that, Trey. That was amazing. I learned a ton. I'm sure everybody else learned a ton there. And there's all these categories, all these boxes. You gave us so many different ways that we can go in and make phone calls, add a little step 1, step 2, step 3 card to our packages to reduce the refunds. All these things we can go check. That was gold. Thank you. And
Absolutely.
We're at 12 o'clock on the money, so I will let you go. You have important stuff to do. Thank you for this, Trey. We are looking forward to next Tuesday.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, Trey. Have a great
Bye-bye.
one. Woo! That was good. That was good. I love that so much. I can't wait to see how you guys use that list. Everything on that list are things that you can start making calls about to suppliers, to shippers. These are all things that you can get the cost lowered on, right? You reach out to a shipper. You get an MOQ, minimum order quantity. They send you an MOQ. You sell it. You have your stats. Amazing. Great. I sold out of that. I'm ready to buy more. Instead of just going and buying more, you call them and you say, hey, I sold all of these. I sold them in this long. My forecasting shows that I'm going to be able to sell X amount of products in X time frame. So what sort of discounts, what sort of new rates can we make if I'm going to make orders in that? And they'll shave off. And then you sell more and they shave more. You do it on your shipping. You do it on everything, gang. And that, you hear people talk about the gold standard of ecom is, oh, I'm making 20% margins. Like, if you hear an ecom business owner say they're making 20% margins, most everybody in the world freaks out. Oh my gosh, how did you do it? That's amazing. It's this. This is how we do it. Sure, maybe you find that once or twice in a lifetime banger of a product that is just so amazing and the market wants it so bad that you could sell it at crazy markups, 200-300% margins as a markup. That doesn't happen every day. Ecom does happen every day, though. Ecom is a business. E-commerce sales happen every single day. And we want these funnels. Yes, keep looking for the once or twice in a lifetime products. We never stop looking for those. But we want this. We want single product funnels that I can direct my traffic to and make sales. And if we can have single product funnels running in that 10 to 20%, oh my gosh, we're doing the thing, gang. And then you put the recurring on the back end. And now the funnel just becomes a front end. I'm just trying to break even. There's so many ecom businesses that do this, gang. They're just trying to break even to get people into their final upsell, which is their continuity. That's their whole their whole mindset. If I can just get people into continuity, that's my business. So everything we learned here today, I just want to try and drill it in. That was a really cool session. I'm thinking back to like 10 years ago when I was first joining this world and first learning any of these numbers and first seeing any of those things. And I know that me 10 years ago would not have understood everything that was talked about there. And some of you may relate to that. You might not have understood everything, but conceptually you get the idea. And if you're in that boat, I really just want to urge you to implement. The only way to really learn is to implement, is to do the thing. So over these next, what do we have, 3 more days in this week? Over these next 4 days. Over these next 4 days, I would love for you guys to implement. I'd love for you to make all the calls to all the suppliers and all the ways that you can increase your COGS, that you can decrease your return rates. I'd love for you to make those calls. I'd love for you to see what's out there, even just to get a metric, even just to call Stripe and say, hey, what do I have to do to get my percentages down? Even for them to give you the benchmark, the threshold of like, hey, if you can prove to us that you've done this, we can decrease you by this much. Well, great, I have a goal, and now I can go do that thing. So that was gold. That was absolute gold. I hope everybody understands the importance of what we just learned there, because it's going to be a massive lift in your business. Everybody's across the board. It will be a massive lift to your business. And if you're an expert, this even helps experts. In an expert business, you don't have much availability to tweak a lot of stuff, right? You'll get your Stripe down a little bit, but you don't have COGS. You know, you don't have a lot of the cost that an ecom business has, which is cool when you're starting out, really cool, not as much cost. But when you're starting to scale, it doesn't give you as much leverage. It doesn't give you as much things that you can tweak and you can change. So even though it might be a little bit different, if you're an expert business, that sheet we just got, that sheet actually goes very well for you also. So on the note of that sheet, I'm looking through the training and I'm actually not seeing it inside the training, which is super surprising. I thought it was in there. So I'm going to get that sheet or something very similar to that sheet. I'm going to get that added to the training. I don't know where I'll put it, but I'll have an update for you guys all tomorrow. It'll be in one of the lessons as soon as I can figure out the right one that it should be going in. And then we'll have that sheet ready for you guys tomorrow. Also, Buy More Machine. Buy More Machine. If you guys are not in the Buy More Machine, it is Trey's training that he did for Russell. It's a simple 6-module course where he goes more in depth into all the things that you've learned in OFA. He also, in Buy More Machine, he gives you an amazing template that's built for Shopify store owners, a simple plug and play template. In OFA, we teach an advertorial, a longer form sales letter, which is fantastic. Advertorials have been working forever. They will work forever, but there are shorter pages that sell as well. So we have those in there, as well as a bunch of other stuff. But if you want that back end, Trey gives away his resource, his .com products, his back end recurring, where they get $15 a month and they get $50 a month in rewards. If you want that, which I think everybody should, if you're selling products right now, you should be wanting that. If you're still trying to find the right products, if you're still trying to find the right sales, I understand why you might not see it as so urgent. And I can agree with that to an extent. But if you are selling products right now, if you are making sales, we need to have that in the back end, because it's the lifeblood of our business. Like Trey said perfectly, that's what keeps the lights on month after month. If something happens in Facebook, if the president announces a new head of the reserve and that affects pricing and your ads take a hit or your products take a hit, that's just the front end. Your back end keeps you thriving. Your back end keeps you sustainable. If you don't have MRR, monthly recurring revenue, you really don't have a business. We know that. We know that. It's 2026. We know that. So if you guys want that back end, Trey literally has a plug that he gives you to get you right into it, where you can use that back end program. Absolutely fantastic. If anybody needs access to Buy More Machine, shoot me an email, Dante@clickfunnels.com. And I'll get you sent over to the page where you can get that access right away. But yes, as everybody's saying in the chat, big thanks to Trey. That was huge. And if you guys are watching in the stream, I'd love to know what you thought about that. I'll be going through. I wasn't watching the stream today, to be quite honest. I was so interesting. I was just locked in. I was just locked into the screen. But if you guys are watching the stream, you have questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer those questions. But if you don't have questions, I would just love to know what you thought of today. Was it useful? Was it beneficial? Was it helpful? Or was it just distracting? Or was it discouraging? Right? Your feelings are your feelings. I'm not here to tell you what feelings are right or wrong, but I would love to know what things you are feeling. So definitely put your feelings down in the chat. We would love to see that. I also have a hard cutoff today. I'm actually a little bit late, so I will stop blabbing and let you guys go. Awesome Tuesday, awesome trade day. We love it as always. Feel free to hop in tomorrow. We're going to keep this thing going. Same time, same place, same link, starting at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, nice, Annie. Love to see that. Love that. Thank you guys for being here. It's always a pleasure to be with you. I will let you go for now. Have a